I hope so anyway. And here we go. It's time. Picks and bans for game number 1. CJ ENTUS versus Incredible Miracle. And there's a Cassiopeia ban against Frozen, of course, known for that champion, and Xerath as well.
But Xerath not so much of a threat.
Not at the moment. Not in the current
any longer. And CJ ENTUS showing that they know how to deal with that Xerath pickup quite well.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you even have Gank by Mom, you know, possibly the best Xerath in the world struggling, you know it's time to maybe think about a different pick in the mid lane.
Okay, well, Hecarim removed for Shy. Now Gnar banned from Lilac. Are they going to first pick the Maokai here? Gnar and Maokai having go-to champions for Lilac. It could also be a pick in the laning phase.
I just wonder if we're going to see more of the Smite top lane today.
Probably.
It's so good right now.
KT really doing a good job of playing out that strategy the last time we saw it. And there is Rek'Sai taken out.
Yeah, with how that top Smite Hecarim did yesterday and how Shy has done previously on Hecarim, I think that's a good ban from IM to get that out of the way. Now we'll see what CJ decides to use for their final ban. Maybe just something like, I was going to say Thresh, but Sivir works as well too.
Bit surprising there that they would be that worried about the Sivir pick. See if they set themselves up for a first pick Sejuani, or what direction they want to lean. No LeBlanc bans yet either.
Yeah.
That's a little troubling for both of these teams. There it is.
Okay. Ooh, Diana would be an interesting first pick.
It would be pretty bold. Coco
would.
had a good game on Diana, but couldn't quite pull it off in the end against the GE Tigers, but he got quite a few kills before CJ made some positioning mistakes in the late game that caused them to fall behind. And Kalista still up also. I would imagine this is going to be the first pick.
Very true. Now we just need to see the Kalista Blitzcrank lane. Oh, maybe going for the first pick Sejuani instead.
Considering how good Ambition is at Nunu, I think that Kalista should be a little bit higher priority here for CJ ENTUS.
Yeah, but will Sansar play? Wow, okay, first pick Urgot instead.
A lot of champions left up this game because of the Gnar and the Sivir bans, and the Hecarim ban as well. These are not common bans that we see. So because they're more pocket bans, now Lilac almost certainly going to take away that Maokai.
Well, that's the only champion who's been able to do anything of note on. So.
I agree, but Maokai, Kalista, two very powerful champions to give over. Of course, you can take the Sejuani now if you want it. And with Frozen's Urgot play in the mid lane, of course, this is a flex pick.
Oh
Space
boy.
Might well take it as an AD carry champion. And Shy could play that top lane Rise. Certainly Marin has been playing a lot of it in solo queue.
Well, we could see Ambition take that Nidalee to the jungle, perhaps. Oh, yeah. There we go. Ambition on his 3-year anniversary. Will he play a Cloud Templar tribute game with the Amumu jungle? And Shy might get Rumble, which is also completely terrifying. Yes, Skarner, lock it in.
He's trolling Cloud Templar right now. So Nunu and Rumble, good combination for CJ.
Yep.
Champions that they were very successful with in their last match, and really shying away from that Sejuani, surprisingly.
Yeah, well, Ambition, like you mentioned earlier, is very comfortable on that Nunu. But it does give the Sejuani over to IM, and that's, you know, one of those champions that's just so strong, and it's so easy to play right.
Yeah, but if you run double 80 carries with this Nunu, if you have that Urgot in the mid lane and then have something else at the bottom, you do get more targets for that Nunu to blood boil. So I think it may make a little bit more sense. They've got great poke already.
True. And
they have good initiation with Equalizer from Rumble, so they don't necessarily need a Sejuani ult to engage.
Would you consider an Ezreal in the mid lane, an Urgot at ADC?
You could do either way.
All right.
Depends on what that mid lane pickup is, but both Urgot and Ezreal will function similarly in the mid lane. But they're going to have to show a matchup right here, and of course...
Whoa, okay, IM doing the IM thing. I wonder if that's going to be, I was going to say
support
jungle
Aurelia.
Nautilus, but yeah, will be support Aurelia. Unless it's support Maokai. Tucson has played both,
That
so.
is true. Touché, sir. I'm pretty sure it's support Aurelia, though. And
you never know, it could be support Lee Sin.
The reason why is that gives you a lot of kill pressure in the lane with Kalista.
Yeah, it does.
And you can throw that Aurelia really... And she can get into the back line by using Blade Surge after she gets chucked into the team. And last time we saw Tucson on support Aurelia. He played it very well, but it just is terrible in the late game. It's like a worse Leona, basically.
Yeah.
Much worse Leona.
Yeah, the support Aurelia, I mean, it's been tried a lot, but I just have never been on board.
Yeah, it's been tried. After that game, it was also tried many times in China.
Yeah, I just think it's bad.
It is bad. I agree with you. You have to get such
come on, Mad Life,
an immense snowball to make it worthwhile, Doa, that I don't see it. And we could see Jinx here, a champion very rarely cited in Korea.
Well, with the new jungle,
yep,
could work out just fine. And it's a bit of a cocky pick. I think it shows just how much CJ thinks they have advantage-wise in the 2v2. But if they go with this Vlad, that means that Space is going to just take the Urgot then.
Okay.
That's
So
what they'll do.
The new actually not going to be very useful in terms of Blood Boil this game with only an Urgot to Blood Boil. That's not great. But we'll see if they can make it work. Mad Life will be playing that Thresh again. And Coco was so good on that mid lane, Vlad, last time around.
Looks like we may have a Kennen in the mid lane for Frozen.
Just trying to harass this Vladimir early. Is very difficult for Vlad to get away from Kennen too, because even if he pulls, he'll come right back up into the slicing Maelstrom.
Yeah,
after
the all-ins
pull.
are strong.
And we could see reworked Kassadin as well.
That would be interesting.
Of course, Kassadin would be very good at trading with Vlad, especially early on with the Q magic shield, but instead could be going for that Xerath now. I just don't think this is a good pick in this meta. I think that
you're going to be
CJ's going to be so tanky that this Xerath hasn't done anything. Even games where we've seen huge Xeraths like GBMs, he just hasn't been able to carry the game.
Well, we saw the best Xerath not be able to do it. I don't know if the second best Xerath is going to be able to. Yeah, like you said, late game, who is this Xerath really going to do damage to?
All right, and you're going to get Abyssal if you're CJ in this situation. You're going to get Spirit Visage onto Vlad, so aren't going to be a whole lot of targets right here.
Yeah.
And it looks like it will be support Maokai, actually.
Oh, okay. I actually like that a lot better. Given the choice between the two, I would pick support Maokai any day.
Also, it's worth noting that this is what OMG does in China, or at least was doing earlier in the season, is when there is a rumble on the enemy team, you play support Maokai. Oh, they swapped. Okay. Well, regardless, just because his ult damage reduction is good, even if you don't have a lot of farm on him to deal with the burst from the equalizer. But it will be Lilac on Maokai, and the support Aurelia makes a return. We'll see if CJ wants to take a chance with this 2v2.
I mean, we've seen these support Aurelias get like 4 kills, and it just doesn't matter. You're never able to get the items to actually turn it into a carry.
Right, and you're going to build Righteous Glory, and by the late game, you don't have the CC that Leona does, and you don't have the damage. So you really have to get a huge lead for support Aurelia to work.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just kind of have like one long stun sometimes, and you're kind of just bad otherwise.
And it's hard to play into Thresh too, because Thresh can just flay you out of Blade Surge. So
exactly.
I don't know.
Well, good luck to IM. Here we go. CJ versus IM, game 1. And here we go, CJ ENTUS versus Incredible Miracle. And CJ with a pretty strong tank comp. IM, picking things that are proven to be not that great, picking things that are a little bit outdated. Yeah, this team is just in shambles right now.
Well, they're really hoping to have a strong early game. They want to snowball with this Lee Sin and the Aurelia and the Callista, but CJ is a team that, honestly, early aggression hasn't been that effective on dealing with CJ. If we look at CJ's faults, it usually arises that they're split up and they approach objectives improperly and in the late game, or they make bad Baron calls. If we think back to teams like Samsung that have tried to all-in CJ early with things like mid-Jarvan versus Vlad or a lot of their other matchups, they're pretty patient and resilient, and they will just wait for their power spike to hit.
Well, if you think about CJ versus Jin tried very hard to be aggressive early on, and CJ just used it to trap them and turn the game around really early.
Yeah, CJ's a smart team, and it's difficult to... This is not the team I would pick to use this strategy against, though, I will say that.
Well, we'll see if IM can pull it off. At least Aries is having a good time, it looks like.
All right, well, it will be a 2v1 up in the top side. So no lane swap incoming from CJ ENTUS. Instead, they're just going to take the Krugs. And in fact, CJ anticipating that there will be a 2v2 in the bottom side. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing these Krugs right now. They'd be trying to freeze. So they're going to be quite surprised, actually, to see that there's a lane swap going on. So
yeah.
Shy actually already there getting some experience, though. Meanwhile, double jungle going on for Incredible Miracle.
I suppose you really can't blame them with the kill pressure that Callista Irelia would have theoretically in the 2v2. Yeah, I'd be surprised, too, if I was CJ.
I think I am tried to call the lane swap right there, but they didn't find it. Mad Life just walking up, checking out, see if he can delay. They did give Lilac that blue buff just because, of course, he has mana. It's going to be much more useful with that.
Yep, wow, already a lot of damage onto Shy. May not have been expecting to see them up there.
Nope, and they also have a freeze. It's pushing away from him, so they have to do something about that. Coco's still with that 100% mid rate. He has 2 games on it, though, and both were against Samsung, so don't get too excited about that.
I'll try not to. You've tempered the hype, thank you.
That's what I'm here to do, Doa. Just destroy hype.
The hype wrecker.
That's what they call me.
So effective at destroying hype that you create a wake of hype in its destruction.
So the hype stream behind me.
It's like the infinite loop of hype and anti-hype. The wheel of hype.
All right, well, we're doing a good job of dodging a lot of these abilities. Did go boots first on Vlad, so.
Yeah, generally what you see in a matchup like this.
Shy able to get a lot of this experience from the wave, though, even if he hasn't been able to farm very well. He's trying to break the freeze right now with his Flame Spitter. And we do see Lilac down in the bottom side. Mad Life has come up top. Ambition here as well, anticipating a gank as he pushes out. This is really good timing by Ambition and Mad Life. So,
wow, is Aries just going to give this one up? Doesn't want to. Well, he'll
Consume
have to.
and Smite.
Yeah. Aries, though, not even wanting to fight it. Do you feel like a Lee Sin can 1v1 a Nunu that early?
No.
Not really? Okay.
Especially not when they don't have pressure. Shy and Mad Life could have easily just walked down into the river right there. There wasn't really a way for him to safely contest that, so wisely backing off. And this will break the freeze up in the top side. So good map movement so far from CJ ENTUS. And Space zoning out Lilac just a little bit, but Lilac not too far behind in farm yet.
Using the correct Urgot skin, the giant enemy crab god.
That's right.
Except no substitutes, guys.
He knows what's up.
Yep, that's right. In my opinion, there are no other Urgot skins.
So very patient farming from CJ ENTUS. And Incredible Miracle yet to do anything with this supposed early game team that we're seeing them play out, and they didn't get the 2v2, so their kill pressure not great right now. Shy, of course, with the level advantage as well from the time he spent solo before Mad Life decided to show up, but CJ just happy playing conservatively right now. They know they have the late game advantage, no need to go crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're really under no pressure right now at all. I am getting some deep wards in, and you and I have talked about this before. I am wards quite a bit, especially Aries. They do kind of split it half and half between jungler and support oftentimes. But the problem is that they have these wards and they have this information, but they oftentimes really don't use it at all.
I think you're absolutely right. That is a big issue with them, is that they don't make the proper decisions based on the information that they have. So it can be pretty difficult.
Aries getting a little bit of counter jungling done though, with those wards for now anyway. So he's got that going for him.
I guess he does, Doa.
Leaving one wolf to tell the others what happened and warn them that Lee Sin is coming back someday. Oh, and a gank in the mid lane onto Coco. Slowed down a little bit. Coco just backing off. Ambition fine, not even needing to burn any summoners.
Yeah, Ambition can't do this right now, though. He doesn't know where Maokai is. He just saw the gank in the mid lane, and Lilac definitely acting appropriately right there. Comes in, sees that Ambition was up to some shenanigans in terms of going for that early dragon, and will prevent it from being taken in spite of the fact that we did see a lot of pressure coming in. So that was actually well played by Incredible Miracle, denying that.
It's kind of a fairly obvious thing to watch for, though, and a Nunu doing an early dragon, so I'm sure they have their eye out for Ambition disappearing at suspicious times.
Indeed. He won't be disappearing for a while yet.
Yep.
He's getting followed around as well.
Just wanted to see him eat the grub. Get to the grub. You know, in Korea, they always use the verb for to eat when they take buffs and things like that. But with Nunu, it's actually literal. He actually does eat them.
I don't know if this Lee Sin is safe doing this dragon right now. This is pretty
Guess we'll find
risky.
Out. I think he's going to get away with it.
Now, he knows that Nunu's on the top side, but looks like he actually is surprisingly going to get away with it.
That was a good timing. It's
slowly chipping it down.
Yeah.
Even though his mid and top lane are going back right now, he's going to get away with it. So a bit of a misplay there from CJ, not knowing that was an option. Now, them mootlisting the dragon isn't a big deal at this point in time.
Do you feel like they could have gotten another ward or two down in that bottom jungle to prevent that from happening?
Well, yeah, especially since they were pushed up right there. They may not have had wards in the inventory. Of course, Mad Life spent a lot of time up in the top side, but
he did it right after the Rift Sculler expired too, so that was
it was
good
clever.
For
it was good.
Yeah, there we go. Using the wards for once. Nice.
It was good. They got the information they needed about Ambition's location, and then we didn't see Coco or Space respond to it.
Yeah.
Just hand over the blue buff right after that. But this is not going well for Incredible Miracle, just because they need a big, big gold lead. And they need to start fighting. They need to start scrapping soon, because the more this drags on, the tankier that Nunu and Vladimir and Urgot are going to get, and that's not going to be a good situation for them.
Well, I've got a feeling they're going to start now that they've got that 2v2 against Space and Mad Life. But Space, already level 7. It's not exactly going to be easy.
No. No, it's not.
Yep, in fact, they're already pushing him back. I believe, yeah. Yep, wow, Tucson getting poked pretty hard after coming in. That's really kind of about it. Bit of a passive game, but again, you know, I mean, I am not really finding too many opportunities to get more of a lead, and CJ just sitting back and waiting.
Yep,
that's all they need to do.
That's all they need to do. So I am better try something, and they did sneak away that first dragon, but honestly, they need to fight. I mean, they've got to start fighting here. They have to start making some plays, because they can't just sit around and wait for CJ to outscale them. So, you know, using that dragon to force a fight or bait CJ into a fight may have been the smarter course of action than just going ahead and sneaking it away, because that 6% isn't going to help you right now.
Waiting for CJ. That sounds like it could be a new Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, interesting. They actually just gave the blue buff over to Ambition.
Well, snowballs for days.
Intentionally making that decision. Bit odd, especially considering, okay.
Oh, there we go. There's the all-in. Wow, and it works. First blood goes to Tucson. Meanwhile, Space could be in a bit of trouble as well, too. He's still got the flash. He's still got the summoner heal, but he is getting low. Teleport coming down to try to save him. He flashes. He uses that heal. Here comes Shy with the equalizer. Great slow. Sawstar in trouble now. What a turnaround for CJ. Can Space. Wow, he's got 4 legs. That means he can dodge twice as fast. Then he gets out of the ultimate. Meanwhile, Coco just solos Ares in the mid lane.
Wow, how did Ares die right there?
Kidding.
So Frozen made his move down to the bottom side. Looks like Ares was just trying to farm and got caught out of position.
I guess so.
Got all in right there. So, I mean, IM makes a play, but they do it with when they have a teleport disadvantage. Lilac not able to respond at all, so quickly turned around in the end. And that's a kill on Shy. So if we take a look at how this went down, Mad Life, yeah, that's a lot of damage. You have to be so careful. Tucson can really punish you if you do that, if he's maxing E. And then Space tries to get out right here. A little bit of a delayed port, but Maokai nowhere near the Rumble. What a great ult right on landing. And then Ares here. Ares was not looking at his screen. That's what happened. And then he just dies straight up to the Hemoplague pop.
You know, it was really crucial, too. That equalizer kept Sawstar out of range from using that rend on Space, so all those spears ended up not doing anything.
Yep.
It's pretty crucial.
Indeed. Well, Ares was looking at that fight in bottom lane. He definitely was not looking at mid lane and got caught off guard, and there was no backup right there. And Coco knew that Frozen was immobilized and unable to help, and because he was in his ult. He could see it. So, really good timing from Coco. Great all-in, but not sure what Ares was thinking.
Well, again, you know, he's just kind of inexperienced. That's been the story since he's joined this team and started playing and getting chased back into his own jungle. snowballs for days.
Not doing a whole lot of damage, but Nunu is annoying and sticky in that way, so you have to. It's like Coco's just going to take the Raptors right now.
Yeah, he sees Ambition chasing Ares around. He's like, all right, well, I guess I can just go take this. Nobody's going to stop me. Why not?
Especially with Frozen back as well. It's all going very well for CJ Entus. Abyssal Scepter already completed for Shy. We'll see probably another one on Coco eventually. And even though Space died, still has that higher CS total, got an assist, so he's still pretty even with Sonstar, even though he's still waiting for that tier to fully stack. Ambition just being annoying.
Yep, coming down through the Tri-Brush. Oh, Tucson coming in, but I don't know if they're going to get another opportunity like they had.
Interesting. Lilac going for Righteous Glory instead of the Rod of Ages. Okay.
Oh, nice hook onto Tucson. He's going to get pulled out with the Fate's Call, though. Sonstar saving his support.
Yeah, just trading ult for ult right there.
Yep.
One less thing you have to worry about later on is getting knocked up with the Fate's Call. That is, I mean, the combo between Aurelia and Kalista is really strong. There's no doubt about that. But
that is worse, though, for IM than CJ, because CJ doesn't need to make kills out of that or anything.
Here we go.
Teleport coming down. They're going to try to make a play onto Ambition, collapsing on him in the river right now. Tucson coming in as well. Ambition, whoa, he flashes, still totally caught. CJ, whoa, he gets out on the lantern, brings in a member of IM, but it's still going to be 2 kills for Incredible Miracle.
Oops, that actually just got Bad Life killed.
Yeah, it did. Well, he tried. I'm Nunu and I'm helping. I brought friends.
The Lee Sid Q, the Resonating Strike, and the Twisted Advance dragging 2 members of IM right next to Mad Life.
Whoops.
So they lost 2 instead of 1 due to the fancy tricks they wanted to get done, but it looks like CJ will be able to trade a turret for the Dragon, so certainly not the end of the world. Coco also will be taking some wraiths, but IM gets another Dragon.
That was a pretty unfortunate situation there for CJ. I hope we get to see a replay of that. That was pretty funny.
Oh, I killed myself.
He's like, last time I give you the lantern, man. See, that's what you get when you try to save teammates instead of just like steal their kills. I hope you learned your lesson, Mad Life.
At least he didn't get Space killed also.
Yeah.
Space did stay back in that situation.
If this was last year, Space would have already been like in the middle of the 5v5 when that started. Or in the middle of the 1v5, rather.
Well, in spite of that, though, CJ maintains a gold lead thanks to that turret, and Coco starting to run away with a CS advantage as well. So, as well as Shy, actually.
Oh, all the lanes actually are starting to go up a little bit in CS. ADC, top lane. Space is extremely tanky.
So's Tucson, though, actually.
Yeah. Well, he's got Face of the Mountain done already. So he does have that. Mad Life opting for the Sightstone, of course, first. And this is what we've been seeing from this support Aurelia, is that you don't really focus on getting that Sightstone quickly. You get Face of the Mountain fast, of course.
Yeah, pretty much no Sightstone. I bet you he'll go... Oh.
Yep, wow. Nice combo from Frozen, taking a bit of damage away, or a bit of health away from Coco, which he'll almost immediately get back.
Coco should have expected that, though. He just went to pick up blue, and he didn't see Xerath.
Yeah.
Xerath is usually going to be sitting in that brush waiting to
I think
shoot you.
Honestly, I think he just didn't care. He's like, oh, I'll just heal it up immediately again. Doesn't really matter too much.
Goes back, finishes his Will of the Ancients. So CJ feeling fine. Maybe a slow game, but everything going CJ's way right now.
Yep. And if we know anything about CJ historically, that will probably continue. CJ has never been a big-time early aggression team. They've always kind of survived in the mid-lane game. Sonstar pulled into the box, lots a lot of burst damage on him. Position reverser, and Sonstar's still alive. No, he gets taken out by Mad Life, who gets a well-earned kill there.
Yeah, burned a lot of summoners for that one, but they do make it work. Ambition comes around. They want to take this turret right now.
Yeah, well, both summoners burned on Sonstar as well, and Tucson just with not ending up during the fight anyway. And like you said, they'll get the turret too.
Caught up by that hook, and with that initiation, there's just not a whole lot they could do. Sonstar didn't even have a chance to use Fate's Call right there. Instead, they will lose the tower, and CJ just going to push the minion wave right up to tier 2. Ambition there just on the side, making sure that they have that blocked. Meanwhile, Ares will get more deep wards in the top side jungle of CJ Entus. I mean, the vision again for IM is great. Look at it.
Yeah.
Great vision.
Well, that's what we're used to. You know, like we said, they ward quite a bit. They get the wards in the right places. They just sometimes they have two problems. They don't get them down at the right time, and when they do have them down, they don't generally use it. Now, they did use it earlier to take Dragon, but not a whole lot otherwise. Ares over the wall onto Mad Life. He's just going to bring Ambition in. There's a Lantern you want to take, and I don't think that's going to be an execute. Nope, not with the Chilling Smite, and there's an easy kill for Ambition. Ares getting a little bit too deep there with the counter jungling.
And speaking of, he knew that there were recalls out of that bottom lane after the tower was down, so you have to be suspicious. He also saw Ambition recalling with the pink ward right by his blue buff, so he knew that there was a possibility that somebody, in fact, two people could have been walking through there. He decided to try and take the Grump. Anyway, Ambition ended up actually getting the Grump with a snowball before he took the Lantern.
Wow.
And that was it. So this is an example. They get wards down, but they don't use the information that they acquire from said wards to make intelligent decisions.
That mid turret is already dead, as you can see as well, and that would put CJ up 3-0. And so
it's
just
a lot of money.
Well, yeah, they're playing so patiently and passively and just slowly bulldozing their way across the map.
It's Cinder Hulk Lee Sin, too. This is not what you need in this situation. Your hope is that you're using Kalista, Lee Sin, and Aurelia to blow up a single target, and that's just, it's just terrible.
So you're thinking you should have gone with Warrior then?
Yeah.
Clearing faster really isn't going to help too much at this point, is it?
I mean, if you don't want to kill somebody with Lee Sin and Aurelia, don't pick Lee Sin and Aurelia. Don't.
That's what they're for. Well, they're trying to kill Space here. He uses a position reverser. Teleport coming in as well. Nice snowball to Tucson. Space can't quite get out. There's a kill for Frozen. Meanwhile, Shy in a 1v3 in the backline. So they'll take out Aurelia, but Shy's going to nearly go down. Still alive for the moment anyway. Lilac finishes him off. Meanwhile, a kill for Coco on that mid turret, and he's just going to keep pushing. So trading a couple people in bot lane for a turret and some damage on the tier 2 as well. And I think CJ's perfectly fine with that.
Well, if they don't lose another tier 1, then
they might lose this one.
And Ambition might die.
And they're going to lose Ambition. And, oh, wow, gets out on the Lantern. And this means, though, that CJ has, you know, we'll see if they can get the Dragon off of this.
Yeah, they've had 40 seconds to set up, but CJ not be playing very respectfully right there. They did TP Shy down, and Lilac's TP came up about 2 seconds after Shy's did. Right. So they were able to respond, even though they started out the fight very briefly with the TP advantage. But 5 versus 4 down in that bottom side. And you see it starts out right here. Space all by himself. I mean, it was a good engage, legitimately. Tucson set up with the Blade Surge and the Fates Call, so he has to react right there. Ambition thinks he can get down there, but he gets killed immediately by the Xerath ultimate. And they catch Shy out at the same time. These tanky members of Incredible Miracle. Shy not able to deal enough damage yet. He doesn't have a Leandri's Torment at this stage.
Yeah. You know, I will say, too, that Tucson, again, I feel like he played a pretty good game on support Aurelia before. He's playing it now as well, but it's all about that late game. There's a hook onto Tucson. No follow-up, though, from CJ.
Yeah, no criticism for his support Aurelia. He plays it very well. It's just not a good pick.
Yeah. CJ coming in to maybe stop this Dragon. They've got that equalizer. Will they do it? Dragon getting a little bit lower. I am trying to take it. There's a stun into Ambition. Not a whole lot of follow-up as far as the poke goes. And CJ just slowly pushing forward. They're going to try to take the Dragon now. Frozen still poking with that Q.
They lost the Ren stacks on the Dragon. Now it's going to reset. So Ambition very tentatively poking forward right there. He does have that Smite Consume combo, so they want to try and take it with that.
Oh, they're going to try to, and Nunu does get it. Iam goes in, the nice equalizer from Shy, and immediately just blowing people up with all that flame. Tucson low already. Sansar taken out by Coco, who got into the backlines very quickly. He's going to pick up the double. Mad Life takes one as well, and there's the cleanup. Frozen on the run. There's the flash.
Mad Life!
Through the wall! Mad Life is back. I don't care what anyone says. You can't tell me. You can't tell me that Mad Life isn't back, guys.
Oh, man.
That is Mad Life.
Wow. Mac of the Mad Life of old, being so confident to make that flash play.
I can feel
and then
it
follow up, and they're going for Baron, and they're going for a tier 2 at the same time.
I can feel it in my bloodthirsty support bones, Monty. Mad Life is back. And like you said, they're going to get a couple big objectives off of this as well.
Well, if Mad Life is back, the world will tremble, though, because that is something that we haven't seen out of him in a long time.
Yeah, let's watch that fight again. Just look at this equalizer.
Look at this. Shy's equalizer is so good. Look at this. He waits for the lineup during the hook, hits both carries. Sansar tries to hop out of that one, but there's just no getting away. Sansar, by the way, went for QSS second.
No damage on that guy.
Right, he has no damage, so it was very easy for Coco to get in the back line, but a beautiful fight. Oh, my Mad Life.
Oh, my Mad Life indeed.
Jeez.
Wow. What can you say? What can you say? Hook City, right?
Yeah, and that hook, that wasn't the best Mad Life hook we've seen, but
No,
it's the
still good.
confidence in going in with the flash on that one. And the fact that immediately afterwards, CJ made the right shot call as well. 3 onto Baron, 2 onto the turret. They really maximized their game. What a beautiful play from CJ Entus.
Yeah.
From the team fight to the hook to the decision-making afterwards. So perfect.
I totally agree with you as far as that it's not so much the play itself, it's the confidence.
Yes.
And that's what Mad Life was lacking, you know? He's got it back. Sure looks like he does anyway in the last few weeks.
Now some split pushing with Vladimir, or something very difficult to deal with. And Coco, 250 CS here at 22 minutes.
Multiple turrets going down.
Huge CS lead thanks to the jungle camps he took. He's got 3 core items already, and he's split pushing with the Baron buff. Easy closure for CJ. CJ playing this out so clean.
He did very well in that last fight, too. He was immediately in the back lines all over IM, all over Sunstar. And
Yeah, he was very good. The coordination.
oh, there's a Hemoplague activated. They got it onto Ares and ENTUS, and meanwhile, they're going to turn it around onto Coco. He's going to pull for a little bit of health, just zoning. It was a zoning engage. They're going to get the turret, and it looks like they're going to get that inhibitor as well, too. Space just poking with that Acid Hunter. Acid Hunter, Acid Seeker?
Acid Hunter.
Acid Hunter. I was right the first time. Great. And that's an easy inhibitor now for CJ. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a pretty quick game.
Coco, great game so far.
4-0-0 on that Vladimir. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Coco's such a streaky player, though. That's the problem, is that when he's good, man, he looks amazing. And he'll be good for a few weeks. Remember how good he was at the beginning of the season, just rocking Faker on while he was playing Ezreal.
Right.
Into that Ahri matchup where Faker had the Ahri. And of course, CJ Entus coming out with that surprise win early against SK Telecom. And then his Jace play was sensational. He just fell apart for a while.
Well, it does make you worry a bit, too, because, you know, we're reaching sort of the end. A nice attempt from Mad Life. He's going to come in. Oh, that was a little bit overly bold. Or was it? Lantern, he's going to bring in space. Can they get the position reverser? They do. Onto Sunstar. Another great play. Ambition slowing everybody down. He's going to take that kill with the absolute 0. Goodbye, Tucson. And they're going to keep chasing. Coco stopped for a moment. Ambition book back, but there's another hook from Mad Life. And Lilac, all the tankiness in the world, is not going to save him. Equalizer. Traps Ares, man. The plays are so good, they're killing even me.
Wow.
It's going beyond IM now.
And CJ so confident in the follow-up, too. Everyone playing around the lanterns and the hooks, following Mad Life in. CJ looking absolutely fantastic in this game. They are going to have to back off there, though. They did get a little bit ahead of the minion wave on that advance, but they picked up a few kills for it, drag it up in a minute and a half. They can go ahead and wait for that one. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
They have a 12,000 gold advantage. Shy is an absolute monster right now. Did pick up the Leandries already.
CJ really does have the highest highs and the lowest lows, don't they?
It's quite impressive.
We've seen both this season, and you know, right now they're on probably the biggest high they've had yet this season. But the question is, you know, will that last into the playoffs?
I don't know what to think about this team, though. They are very confusing.
It's hard to believe that they're good, but then you see games like this. I think that for me, the big difference is seeing Mad Life play like this. We haven't seen Mad Life play like this in a year or more.
But really, I think the biggest CJ conundrum right now is if you think they're good, they're bad. But if you think they're bad, they're good. So you can never actually predict properly.
They'll always try to prove you wrong, you know? I think their coaches just sort of like watch, you know, what the analysts say. Whoa, another max range hook onto Lilac. Position reversed, and the next position he'll find himself in is the grave.
It's the CJ law of inverse skill. Whichever you think they are, they will be the opposite.
That's true. That's true. Well, the push in the mid lane now. Baron buff gone now. Another hook onto Ares. Wow, more damage with that Acid Seeker, Acid Hunter.
Space didn't want to use his ult right there.
Guess not. Oh, well. You know, you don't want to do it. Well, he already used his ult. Remember, he used it against Lilac.
Sad.
So maybe he did want to use it.
I'm sure he did, actually.
How dare you judge? You know, leave Space alone.
Hasn't he been through enough?
He's the best AD carry of all time. CJ coming into the mid lane, and they're going to take out this inhibitor turret fairly easily, and the inhibitor will be soon to follow. And will IM try for one last team fight here? CJ doesn't need to pressure this. Aeri's coming in. Immediate position reverser. Great catch by Space. Going to go in right onto Sansar. Lilac locked up in the back lines. Not doing much of anything. Tucson and Frozen so low. Flash ahead from Coco. Is it enough? Not quite, it looks like. Coco in a bit of trouble. Zonia's, can he outlast those spears? Oh, nice stun from Frozen. Catches him right at the end of that one. And Space single-handedly pushing everyone back. Meanwhile, they just decided to take down Maokai in the bot lane. Why not grab another turret or two? Blows it out clean. But man, you saw Aries come in and try to make a play with that Lee Sin kick, and Space immediately hit him with that ultimate.
Was quite amusing.
Yep.
And of course, Frozen's ult not able to secure a kill right there.
Not
will
quite.
get lanterned out of the base to save him from any possible follow-up. All 3 inhibitors down, Baron up in 35 seconds.
Well, CJ also, I believe they've got that 3 dragons right now. Is it 3 or 4? They've got 3 at the moment, I think.
They have 1.
Oh, well, I'm way off then, I guess. 1. That's what I meant to say.
Now
Now they have 2. Getting closer. Counting is close to math, so.
All right, Ambition has
Bad
Banner
at
of
that.
Command, so that's happening. Even though Banner of Command is actually a terrible buy in this situation because there are no cannon minions to promote.
That's true.
You can only promote melee
promote,
and ranged minions, and that's
yeah.
nowhere near as good as promoting those cannon minions, especially when you have Baron buff. So, a questionable purchase.
They've got 2 Banner of Commands, in fact. Shy has
Oh,
one,
he
too.
just got one, too.
Yep.
All right, well,
Why not?
the trolling is real.
Yeah. Well, why not, you know? They're just practicing for other games where they might need them, you know?
They were so mad about GE buying double Banner of Commands against them. They're like, we will pass the suffering onto another team. You too
That's
will
right.
lose.
They're
to
cleansing
double Banner of Command. Except that
by-
was a good strategy, and this one wasn't.
By buying this, though, they're sort of cleansing themselves mentally, right? They're like, there. Now we've done it to somebody else. There's
But
another
see,
easy
CJ,
Baron.
that's how the cycle of hate just continues forever.
Just perpetuating it
Yeah.
for infinity. It's a vicious cycle, you know? Just ask Baron. He just pops up in that same place every game and keeps dying. Nobody knows about vicious cycles like Dragon and Baron do. Well, CJ should be able to close this one out pretty soon. There we go. Some big beefy melee minions, I guess.
See, it looks good, but it's actually bad.
And it looks cool, yeah. That's all that matters. Whoa, what
my.
an equalizer. That was insane. The Hemo Plague hit basically everybody, and CJ just destroys IM. Not even close. A perfect ace. Triple kill for Shy. Shy and Coco just eliminated that
Wow,
team.
Shy's Rumble is so good. And by the way, those Mega Minions actually were wailing on Lee Sin and helped
Yeah, they did.
kill Ares at the end right there.
Wow, GG, and CJ ENTUS takes a very quick, very expectedly fast game number 1. But
What patience from CJ. They played out that early game pretty well. They had that one mishap with Shy TPing into the bottom lane when Coco wasn't there in a 4v5, but ultimately their map play significantly better. They played a patient game, and that is wow, their team fighting is really good.
yeah, Mad Life's plays have been really good. This team is really exciting right now, and I always feel afraid when I'm saying that about CJ because they could just be awful next week.
Yeah,
But,
you never know.
but right now, they're really good.
I hope this continues into the playoffs, so it would
Me
make
too.
things a lot more exciting, especially that match against SK Telecom, unless Jin Air can rebound from their lackluster second half of the season.
Well, that's a big question, right? You know, we've got a bit of a break until the CJ Jin Air match, and we'll see what Jin Air can do. But right now, it's all CJ. Victory indeed for CJ ENTUS. And Mad Life. Mad Life is back, guys. He is back. I'm convinced
I really
now.
hope it's true, Noah.
It's true. He's back right now. And that's the only thing for CJ. He's back right now. I don't know what it's going to be like in a week, but he's back right now.
Certainly had a strong game in that last one,
Yeah.
despite giving up that first blood.
Well, we'll see what IM decides to do in game number 2, if there's any sort of plan they have, but I think they're just going to kind of play this one out and get ready for the up and down matches. So when we come back, game number 2, guys, CJ ENTUS versus IM. Will Mad Life play Blitzcrank? Hopefully. Come back to see if he does.
You mean Bard?
Maybe Bard. We'll see. We'll be back.